Well, good morning. Sorry, just had to make sure it wasn't my train. Good morning from the train station here in Taipei City. Unfortunately, on my last day here. I tell you, this place has actually grown on me the longer I've stayed here. It's a really cool city. I'd highly recommend it if anyone's ever thinking of going to Taiwan. Check out Taipei. I would love to come back and check out some more of the areas. It's just that this trip at the moment, Taipei is the only place that I've been. But I could come back after Japan. So I have to catch the high-speed express train to the airport, Terminal 1. I just have to make sure I get off the right terminal. And then 11:55 AM, I board my flight to Fukuoka. I just have to also remember it's an hour ahead over there. So unfortunately my phone did not change automatically last time, so I just have to be careful. Anyway, I'll catch you in Fukuoka. Or maybe in the airport, who knows? Catch you then. Well, hello from Taiwan International Airport. Got through security, sitting in this comfortable chair now. Surprisingly comfortable for an airport. And I've had coffee. I've got about 50 minutes left to kill before boarding starts. Procedures to get through security was fantastic. So quick getting through. So I couldn't have really asked for a smoother process. So yeah, not too long until we're departing for the promised land. Fukuoka, Japan. Oh, it will be good to get back there. I'll see you in Japan. Before I do anything, I should get a coffee. Tell you, it really feels good to be back in Japan. It's just something about it for me. It's just this magical place, and I know a lot of people kind of mystify Japan, you know, but mostly what I love about it is the simplicity of it and the quietness. You know, I guess like in Tokyo and Osaka, you know, the anime scene is huge, and it's great when it's all lit up, and you know, places look fantastic, but I don't know, for me it's just the simplicity of walking around, exploring a temple or a shrine. I think it's great to have a little place like that you have this kind of a feeling about. It doesn't necessarily have to be this foreign country. It could even be your own country, or it could even be somewhere in your own house, special room, you know, somewhere you just go and then you're thinking like, oh, this is just where I'm happy. So that's how I feel when I'm in Japan. So that's why I'm very happy to be back here. I mean, like when you walk around, like for example, you see these apartment blocks or whatever, you know, like the architecture isn't anything fantastic and wonderful, you know, it's fairly basic and every building is different, but it's just I don't know, it's the vibes, you know. So I just left the things in the hostel, wanted to take a little walk around, and just around the corner from the hostel I found this lovely little vending machine. Look at this. All different types, frozen macarons, some type of, well, I don't know what it is, to be honest. It looks lovely. Look at. So I'm just gonna make my way down to the convention center area. It's down by the harbour now. There's nothing really happening that I know of, but I just want to explore the area around where I'm staying, just to get a feel for the place, as I usually do. I know I always say the same thing when I go somewhere new. I just had to make a little stop into the 7-Eleven there to use the ATM. See, 7-Eleven ATMs are pretty good, at least from my experience, because you know, there's some ATMs in certain convenience stores that you can only get 10,000 yen out, and they only give you a 10,000 yen banknote, like one single note, whereas the ones in 7-Eleven I found they give you 10 1,000 notes, so which is pretty good, because 10,000 is about Oh, I don't know. God. 60 euro? Something like that, 70 euro. So you don't really just want to have that one little note, you know what I mean? It's nice to have a few smaller notes. This is the marine area. Straight out to the sea. And all the way over on the other side is South Korea. So over there is where you get the boat to South Korea. Now that boat that's over there right now might actually be departing for Busan. That's the marine mess in Fukuoka. And up here you've got the Hakata Port Tower, which is pretty nice. I might go up and see if I can get a little closer look at that. Took me a couple of minutes to cross the road though, because like a lot of these countries, the traffic lights are pretty slow when it comes to pedestrian crossing. I don't know why. You think with the amount of foot traffic that they have, the amount of people that live here, that it would be a bit quicker, but anyway, who am I to complain? I'm just a tourist. So over here is the Marina Mesa, Hall A and B apparently. Now I don't know what the difference is, but anyway, over there's a big boat. I don't, you probably can't see it because just as I said it, it went out of view. But anyway, I'll try get over here and show you. That's the Hakata Port Tower, which is pretty nice. I might walk over there. I see people walking down, so I guess you can probably get a closer look. But down here, this big ship that's down there, or yachts, that is more than likely going to be making its way over to Busan in South Korea very soon. So this is the center where you go. Now ahead of me you'll see the Hakata Port Tower, which is pretty cool. I'll try to get a bit of a closer look. I hear music on, so it sounds like there's a little festival or something. But over here you've got the Marine Mesa, and then this boat over here, or ship I should say, more than likely, at least if my assumptions are correct, in a few hours or maybe less than an hour, I don't know exactly the time, that will be making the journey over to Busan in South Korea, because this is the port that ferries over, I think 3 times a day, 2 times a day. So that's where you'd go if you're in Fukuoka and you're making the trip over. Actually, when I was in Japan the first time before I went to South Korea, I had planned to get the boat over to Busan, but whatever way it worked, the boat wasn't running for a few months. There was some kind of a, I don't know if there was maintenance going on, but I couldn't, so I had to actually fly over to Seoul. But I was going to get a boat just like that. And that island in the distance though, that is not South Korea. Obviously it's an island, but you know what I mean. That landmass in the distance. I'm going to go over and check out. This sounds like there's music here. Hakata Futo. Well, I want to go over and have a look this way at the tower, so might as well check it out with the music. So you know how I told you I went into the 7-Eleven and I got me cash out? Well, I might have had an ulterior motive for going into the 7-Eleven. Nice onigiri, first one in Japan. Oh. Oh. This is Japan. Here's the Hakata Port Tower. don't really know what that festival was, but you know, it was pretty fun. There was people come on then with their Hawaiian style shirts, and it said they were called the Okinawa, oh I forget the name of them, something from Okinawa anyway. So probably like a traditional ceremony that they do, the dancing with the drums, and that was pretty cool though, yeah. Really interesting, and random. That's what I mean, just walk around these places, you'll just find something. So I'm going to walk back a little bit towards where I came from. I just wanted to check out this area a little bit just to see what was going on. Look here, I found something. I'm just walking along this lovely park beside the river, very quiet. And that makes me think. So, a French guy last night in the hostel, I was talking to him and a Dutch guy, watching a bit of football on TV after I packed my stuff, and they said to me, you know, isn't it strange? They had been in Japan and they noticed how, I'd say a good 80% of the cars that people drive are electric, because it's relatively quiet compared to a lot of other countries. And I'm wondering, how come so many people have electric cars? They're usually expensive. I wonder if the government has some kind of incentive for people to buy electric cars, or if that's kind of the only thing they can buy now. I'm not really 100% sure. You can still see the tower in the distance. But it's just something that I was thinking about there walking around, because there's so much traffic when you think of it, because the population is gigantic, but it's not really loud like a lot of other cities are. I know it's kind of a pointless thing to be thinking about, but you know, if you're like me and you spend so much time walking around the cities, it's something that you just kind of pick up on. So it was pretty funny at that little event or festival, whatever it was. Everyone kept coming up to me. I got a beer, just a small, they're like cardboard cups. So I got a beer, and when people were walking past, they were all smiley and they were kind of pointing at my beer and giving me thumbs up, like, hey, enjoy it, have a good time. And it just occurred to me why they were so friendly, because Japanese people are usually, more times than not, they're pretty reserved. But then it dawned on me, most of them were drunk. They had the little cups of, I don't know what it wasn't beer, it was like a mixer, some kind of a lemonade, vodka type thing. They had the slice of lemon into it. But yeah, it's quite fun when you go somewhere like that, because it's not a big event, it's kind of a more local thing. And you get a bit more of a fun experience with the people, in my experience at least. I don't really know where I'm walking. I just decided to follow a sign that said there's some kind of contemporary museum. Now I'm not going to that museum, but I just said, if the sign is pointing this way and there's a museum, there's got to be like some stuff worth just having a wander around and looking at. And now I say about people in hostels, tourists, including myself, going to the convenience stores a lot. Well, that's because they're everywhere. You know, every street has a convenience store or more. So the handiness of it, the convenience of it, if I may say so, causes you just to go there to get dinner, because the food is good from them. It's, you know, obviously it's not restaurant quality, but it's pretty good. It'll fill you up. The quality will be great for what you pay, because the most you pay for a big meal is about €5. About, just say, even less than €5, yeah, because a lot of them are 699 yen, just say, and at the moment that's probably, it's about €4 less. So, yeah, you know, the convenience of it does cause a lot of people just to end up going to them, which is fine if you're doing it on a budget as well. Then that's the way to go, because you can mix it up a bit. You know, you can just say you're here for a month. You could do like 3 days or 4 days a week. You could, if you're staying at a hostel, you could stay at, if you're staying at a hostel, yeah, you can get convenience store food and dinner, and you can get yourself a little dessert for €5. Like, it's great. It'll fill you up. It's nutritious, but you should be treating yourself to some real Japanese food. Which reminds me, before I leave, I'm gonna try one of the hot foods from a vending machine if I can find one. Usually you just see them when you're walking around. So, hot tomato, Oh no, I saw this sign and I got it mixed up for a hot chef from the convenience store in Hokkaido. Damn, from Seiko Mart. It's not that. One of the other things I missed about Japan was, of course, the vending machines. If you go to Japan and are not using the vending machines, are you really in Japan? Just great for that quick fix of a drink, maybe a snack, especially on a hot day. Grab yourself a cold drink from it, even an iced coffee. It's lovely. I have a plan for tomorrow. Hope you can see me, I know it's dark. I have a plan for tomorrow. The plan is, there's a temple that a French guy in the hostel was telling me about when he was in Fukuoka. He went there. Now it's a little bit outside the city. I don't know who this guy is. It's a little bit outside the city, but I don't mind that. And it's got this gigantic Buddha. Apparently it's a very sacred temple for Buddhists. So I'm very interested to go and check that out. That kind of thing is always, it's my jam. Just what I know, I've said it many times and I will always keep saying about just how strange it is that these cities like Tokyo was the last place that I'd said it about, but even Fukuoka, even Sendai, even Hiroshima, anywhere I've been, it gets so quiet. And these places have big populations. It's not as if they're, just because they're not Tokyo doesn't mean they've got like a little small population. But they still got, compared to most cities in Europe, it's a massive population. But it gets so quiet in the evening time. I know all of the salarymen go off, they're in an izakaya getting wasted somewhere. People or kids are at home. So I know that's why the tourists are really the only ones that would go out, I guess, especially like today's Sunday. So maybe Friday and Saturday is a bit different. It's slightly more lively, very slightly. But no, it's just so strange. It's just so quiet. And I mean, like, I'm walking along beside, this is a main bridge coming over here that's going to lead me back towards the area that my hostel's in. But like, nobody even walking up or down this street that I'm on. And there's another like big bridge, just say 100 meters, 150 meters that way. So you'd think like people would be coming from one side at least to the other, or vice versa. No, just quiet. And I think after I have my ramen later, I won't record this, but like I'll go back, just put my stuff away, charge my phone up a little bit if I need to, and just go for a walk after maybe 9 PM or so, just to soak in the atmosphere of quiet Japan and embrace it while I'm here. See what I mean about how quiet it is? I'm almost whispering, but like, this is 6:30. You'd think, like, you know, night hasn't come along yet really. It's just the start of the evening basically, so yeah, it's special. I know it's dark, but while I'm back at the hostel I might as well show you what it looks like from the front. It's just a little cafe slash hostel. It's quite nice, and the area it's in is very quiet. This is it. Hostel, guest house, or Fukuoka guest house camp. Really nice staff member as well, so I'm gonna head in, charge up a bit, just my phone, maybe this, head out and get ramen. Well, what can I say? I am stuffed after that. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Really satisfied now. What a great first dinner on my first day back in Japan. couldn't have asked for a better dinner. Tell you, nothing beats a good bowl of ramen. And the staff in there were also really, really nice. They had a bit of English. They were trying to tell me, you know, you use this if it's too salty, and this if such a thing, if it's a bit too spicy, use this. So yeah, really helpful staff. Might go back there again before I leave Fukuoka. So that's the first day finished. I'm gonna go back, get me laundry. Should be washed by the time I get back. So then I can start planning tomorrow's trip out to the temple. I have to plan what public transport I have to get out there. I might even just ask the girl that works there. But yeah, first day in Japan done and dusted. Thanks for coming along, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye bye.